you'll know how to create a basic Taiko script using Node.js to do some basic browser automation. The only thing now that remains from an automation perspective is uploading and downloading of files. Now downloading is fairly simple because you may just click a download button and then you could download a file somewhere and perform operations on it. However, uploading is a different piece altogether because in order to upload, you not only have to walk through the file system, you would also have to inject that code to interact with the browser. While the non-browser automation is working on uploading the file, your browser automation needs to wait and then resume doing its tasks once the non-browser automation finishes uploading the file. Taiko extremely nicely handles this problem. Let me show you how. Let's start the Taiko shell. And then open browser. Go to our website. I'm using filebin.net. And now let's check our attach API. This is the, as we can see from the syntax, we need to put attach and selector. Let's see what the selector here is. And as you can see, if I take the X path, I can simply see that for this field, this button is the X path for this field. So what I'll do is, I'll try and upload this duckduckgo.png file that we created as a screenshot. I can simply attach put duckduckgo.png, and now I'll use simple, as we discussed earlier, I'll simply put the XPath here. You can also put any CSS selector and any other selector here, but since I copied XPath, I'll simply put XPath and it should work. Let's see. As you can see from the internal assertion, it actually told us that this field actually attached a file, and as you can see, it is completely attached. Now, even though this is the way where you can specify, Taiko gives you an even better option. What I mean is, if you have only one field for uploading, let's try a different website. Let's say it's ufile.io. Oh, my bad. And here we have one field to upload all the files. In case I want to do that, I don't even need to provide any XPath. This is because there's only one file upload input in this entire page, as we can see. And this is quite handy because now I can simply write duckduckgo.png, press enter, and without even defining anything, the file was actually uploaded. We can use this on the other website as well. Let's go to filebin.net, and as you can see, we have only one upload button here. And if I simply specify attaching without me specifying which place the file needs to be uploaded, Taiko understands and uploads the file automatically on the first upload input that it finds. Let's get the code and put exit. By far, we have seen how from scratch we will give you the basic knowledge of how you can create a Taiko script from scratch to an intermediate level. You can almost perform all operations, and as I mentioned, you can also use other third-party Node.js libraries which you can integrate in your Node.js code and perform various other things. So this was the entire Taiko.js course from beginner to intermediate. Meaning if you follow this course, you should be able to create Taiko.js scripts which should work for almost all testing campaigns. As we know, Taiko is still being updated and new features being added or are in experimental phase. You can also use those experimental features, but from the knowledge you have acquired, you can actually create and run entire automation test campaigns for UI on different browsers with different speeds. Before we conclude, there are some environment variables for Taiko that I think you should know if they can be used in your automation campaigns. You can find them on this URL. So you can download Chromium, the devices which you want to emulate. So instead of putting it inside the code, you can actually put it as an environment variable. This concludes our Taiko Node.js tutorial. I hope you guys have enjoyed it.